good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this MCTV Sports edition of High School Baseball. It's the Mills Vikings playing host to the South City Warriors here in Millbrae, California. Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Milch alongside my broadcast partner, Jim Decker. And Jim, great day for baseball, and actually recently, Mills has kind of got things going after a rough preseason. They've won their last two. They're 2-0 atop the PAL Ocean Division.
Yeah, and in their preseason, they played a fairly tough preseason. They played Terra Nova, who's a very good team and young to boot, and then they played Reardon, and Reardon's in that WCAL league, and anybody in that league's pretty darn good. So they played some good ones.
On the other side, South City with an equal overall record of 3-8. They're 1-1 in the division, and historically, at least the past 2 years, these two teams have been very equal. They've split the last 2 years. South City and Mills, a good even matchup.
Yeah, it sure looks like it's even with both overall and league records. And looking at the South City roster, they've got 2 sophomores and a freshman. So when you have those young guys, sometimes they don't get going until a little bit later in the season, get something under their belt. Hopefully like that freshman will turn into a sophomore real fast. So I think we're in for a real good game today, I think.
And we were talking with the manager of South City, Daryl Simeon, now in his 3rd year, and we asked him about this year's ball club, and that's the first thing he said, Jim, was, yeah, we're young. But he said he likes their effort, their concentration. They did play a tough non-league schedule and will be in the thick of it for the Ocean Division. He said he likes their enthusiasm, end quote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're gonna see that. What I like about this league that these guys are in, it seems to me overall to be pretty balanced. Does Terra Nova play in the same division?
They're in the upper division, the Bay Division.
Bay Division, yeah. So it's divided up pretty evenly, huh, Ken?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The manager for the Mills Vikings is Tony Adornetto, now in his 9th year running the ship for the Vikings. He's won 2 PAL titles in 2005 and 2006. And back in 2007, when they placed 2nd in the PAL, they made it to the CCS semifinals, losing to Aptos. Coach Adornetto also spent a year as the Frosh soft coach and 2 years as an assistant to Gary Froelich, who was the varsity manager here at Mills for 16 years.
Wow, you got some good experience.
So the players have now taken the field. Mills, of course, the home team, will be in their scarlet and gold, and we've got a brand new scoreboard up in left field. Looks beautiful out here at Mills. Gorgeous day out here, Jim.
Can't beat the peninsula. Better than I live in Daly City. It's probably fogged in.
Starting on the hill for the Mills Vikings, Aram Mashkonian. And he is a senior, also plays some outfield and plays some infield. Wears number 6, big right-hander. And so far on the season, Mashkonian has a record of 1-2. He has 5 appearances, has started 4 games, and has pitched 1 complete game. So,
what do you got for an ERA on him, Kenny?
Let me look that up for you right there. Good question. He's given up, I don't know if they have that, earned runs. He's given up 11 earned runs thus far. Yeah. They don't have an actual ERA on these statistics, but very nice stats anyways. We'll be trying to give you as many updates as we can throughout the broadcast. So the leadoff batter is Nico Lauren, number 28 for the South City Warriors. He starts as the center fielder. We're just about set for the first pitch. The plate umpire is John Bologna, and on the bases is Dave Stamer. First pitch, a bit low, 1-0. Kind of a nice view here at ground level, right behind the backstop, Jim.
Yeah, Kenny, I wish I had a little more height, but you're a lot taller than I am. You probably see better, but it's a marvelous facility.
Fastball
really nice.
Right down the middle, down the line, and picked up over at third. Nice play, nice throw, and they got him. Over there, that was Lujan, and he was kind of in between. It was right down the line. I think one more bounce, it would have went foul, but he made the smart play to pick it up.
Sure, great play.
Jason Lujan over at third. He's a junior. And the number 2 batter is Tyler Kiahi. He plays second. Where's number 11? Mashkonian on the mound. Delivers up the middle. Fastball over. Driven to left field for a base hit. Looking first ball, fastball. He got it and he drove it.
Should be interesting to see how much running South City does, because according to all the preseason stats and thus far, they look like a running team. They've got quite a few stolen bases, and Mills is kind of more conservative.
Brian Ortiz now steps into the batter's box, and like you said, Jim, we quoted Coach Simeon for South City. One of their strengths is their team speed. First ball, fastball driven deep to left field, back towards the warning track, and it takes a one-hop the fence. Trying to track it down out there in left is Derek Wong, coming around to score, or a close play at the plate. He leaps over, misses the plate, and the tag now back to third. It gets away, and he's safe at third. So a lot of action there.
That was kind of wild, Kenny. The runner tried to jump over the catcher, which he did and was not tagged. But, of course, he didn't hit the plate, so the catcher got him coming back. Wow.
Tyler Kiahi came around third. Derek Wong did a great job of tracking that ball down up against the left field fence. The throw to McHugh at the plate was right on the money. McHugh turned a tag, and all of a sudden, like you said, Kiahi just leaped over him. Missed the plate. McHugh dove back and made the tag to get the out. So now we got 2 down. Boy, that's going to be difficult. And going over to third on the throw is Ortiz. Can't forget about that nice shot he made down the left field fence. Looked like a change up there, a little bit high. 1-0 to Andrew Pezel. He's the catcher, and he's the cleanup batter with the runner at third now and 2 down. I think we'll score that 7-6-2. Fastball just outside, and it's 2-0. Just underway here in the first inning. A lot of action, though, here for just 3 batters. Low fastball, ground ball to short, scooped up there by Espinilla, and Sereno makes the play, and so Mashkonian gets out of it with no damage despite a single and a double, and some nice defense at the end of a half inning. South City 0, Mills coming up. We'd like to thank the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this event. The Chamber of Commerce is a non-profit association that promotes and supports outstanding businesses in Millbrae. Local organizations and residents can join, and members receive discounts to local businesses. The Chamber also provides information about great places to dine, shop, and stay when you're in Millbrae. If you'd like to join, contact millbrae.com or call 697-7324 for more information. Thanks again to the Millbrae Chamber of Commerce. Oh, Jim, top of the first, we got hit to the fence, diving over the plate, a lot of action.
I think the Mills coach is very glad that they got out of there without a score. You know, when the ball was hit, I thought I thought it had a chance of getting out of here. It's tough to see from here, but that's the choice early to send that guy. Is always a difficult one for the coach, but he was out by a good 5-6 feet, and the catcher McHugh he had it blocked. Nobody was going to get through him.
Well done by the Vikings catcher, Sean McHugh. He's one of the captains, senior. Also does a little pitching. Speaking of pitchers, South City has now taken the mound, and their pitcher this afternoon is Josue Rangel. He is a senior. Catcher is Pezel. Over at first, Barrios. Second base, Kiahi. Shortstop, Jimenez, and at third is Ortiz. In left, Leon. Center field, Loren. And in right field, that's Wayman. Leading off for the Mills Vikings, Roberto Zucchiatti. He'll be followed by Wong, Espinilla, and Valens, the cleanup hitter. McWhirter, McHugh, and Mitchell Wong, who will DH for Mashkonian, followed by Winokur and Lujan. Once again, the manager, Tony Adornetto, in his 9th year. Class of 1999, played shortstop. He was all league, all county. He was a leadoff hitter, stole a lot of bases. scored the most runs in PAL history at the time. We don't know if that record's been broken, but Tony was quite a player.
Did he play in college at all, Kenny?
That I am not sure about.
Sounds like he should have.
Yeah. Lives in San Bruno. Matter of fact, they made it to the CCS that year. One varsity championship he was a part of in 1999 as the first pitch is delivered to Zucchiotti, taken for a ball, 1-0. They made it to CCS after winning that varsity championship in 99, and they lost to Monterey, which was a very good team. That was in the first round. Nice fastball right down the middle from Rangel. Zucchiotti takes it 1-1. Looks like he's got nice speed on his fastball there, Rangel does, Jim.
Curveball outside?
Yeah, took a little off it. 2-1. Zucchiotti on the season. 148 is his average. 4 for 27, 4 RBIs. High and outside. Now ahead 3-1. And the deliver for the right-hander, Rangel. Chopped right back to the mound. Plenty of time for Rangel. And there's one down.
Yeah, you know, he tried to, it was a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, and he tried to pull it, and that's just what the pitcher wants you to do. And if they're going to hit this guy who looks like he's got a pretty good breaking ball, they're going to have to take him the other way.
Derek Wong steps in. He's a senior. Hey, check that. He's a junior. Number 8. Takes it down the middle. 0-1. Took a little off. Looked like a little change up there.
Changing speeds is a way to get high school hitters out.
From the windup, Rangel. That's low. 1-1. Derek Wong on the season, batting 130. 3 for 23, 1 RBI, 2 runs scored. In the dirt, 2-1.
So that indicates the first 2 hitters have not been getting on a lot unless there's some walks that I don't know about.
That's correct. Zucchiotti 148, Wong 130. Ground ball to the hole and hits the lip of the grass and goes underneath the third baseman Ortiz's glove, and we got to score that one a base hit.
Only give the hit to the grass.
There you go. Nonetheless, the Vikings have their first base runner with 1 down here in the first, and that brings up their number 3 hitter, Sereno Espinilla. Plays shortstop, and Espinilla on the season, 333.
A good-looking kid, nice and tall.
7 for 21 in the season, also a basketball player.
You can see it.
Wong takes his lead, not a big one. And Espinilla, boy, that looked good, but it's called a ball, 1-0.
I do think it's a good time to get something going here, starting that runner up if we get the right count, which is 1-0.
Wong is 1 for 2 on the season, stolen base wise. Throw over from Rangel to Barrios, and Wong is back. Espinilla has 3 RBIs on the season, 2 doubles and a triple. Mills has just 1 home run on the season. It was by Kyle Valens, who's on deck. Right-hander delivers. That's up high. Taken.
1-1. Let's see if they send him either the 1-1, maybe get a 2-1 count, head of the pitcher, and see if they can get these guys going here. Not a much of a lead.
Rangel looks at him and delivers. High pitch swung at and fouled back here towards the truck.
Looks like the catcher got hit with the follow through of the bat, Kenny.
Yeah. Uh-oh. May have an injury here. That's Pezel. Andrew Pezel, senior, also pitches, plays infield. That's one of the dangers of catcher, one of the many dangers.
That's for sure, but and I don't think it happened on the swing itself. I think it happened on the follow through. Yeah, it hit his wrist on the follow through.
Right. So the count is 1-2 to Espinilla. And that first pitch that we thought looked good, I guess it was a delayed strike. It was indeed a called strike. Okay. So we're going to have to watch for our plate umpire and his slightly delayed called strike.
You know, if this catcher stays in the game, and he looks like a pretty tough kid who would want to do that, boy, let's send those runners going and see if this guy can overcome that injury.
And Pezel is up, and looks like he may take a pitch or two. Last year, South City and Mills split 1 game apiece, and in fact 2 years ago, South City and Mills split also. And from that team last year, the top players, Joey Carney and Brian Hidalgo, are now both playing at Skyline. They're both pitching, and they were the number 1 and number 2 pitchers. Carney, as a matter of fact, in the first game of the year, hit a home run for Skyline as a freshman and also hit a sac fly. He was 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Not a bad debut.
No, the Skyline's got a good program going. If they're sending kids up there, they'll get coached and they'll get placed in college.
So Espinilla is back in the box. They bluff the steal, but they hold him back. It's fouled back. It's 1-2 still.
Pretty conservative, but he knows his team.
The one bummer about Carney is that he recently broke his hand. During a game, he punched the wall in frustration and is likely out for the season.
Up at Skyline he did that?
That's correct.
Oh, man, I'm sure Coach Namikos was just thrilled.
Fouled back again by Espinilla. We got a nice battle going out here between Espinilla in the box and Rangel on the bump.
I love the passion and all of that, but boy, there's a point where you got to get control of yourself. Baseball is not a game that you play very well when you're angry. You got to stay loose.
Hidalgo on that Skyline team is 1-3 currently, but has an ERA under 4. So he's doing a great job also, or an impressive job, as a freshman for Skyline.
And I know they've got quite a few freshmen. Skyline's struggling a little bit, but they are very young.
Derek Wong still sitting over at first, waiting for Espinilla to move him along or possibly drive him in. Count is still 1-2. This is the 6th pitch of the at-bat. And they send him, and here's the throw from Pezel. It's on target, but under the tag is Derek Wong, and there's your steal, Jim.
I'm glad to see it because I was waiting for it. And okay, let's take a look at the replay. Very nice. Got a good jump. Even though the throw was good, he got that's the steal off the pitcher, not the catcher.
2-2 count to Espinilla. Runner in scoring position now, and it's just inside.
Yeah.
And the count goes full, and we're going to see the 8th pitch of this at-bat. Nice battle still continuing out here.
Yeah, this guy's pitch count's going to be getting up there, but this guy's a bulldog on the mound. You can just tell by the demeanor.
Low fastball, and Espinilla earned that walk.
Very good at bat. Very good at bat. Finally a lefty here.
So we got 2 on for Kyle Valens, and Valens has been their top player this season, and he's just a junior. Pitches, also plays infield. And like you said, he's a lefty. Valens batting .348, 8 for 23. Very relaxed stance. And he looks at a fastball right down the middle. 0-1. Valens, just 1 RBI on the season, though. 2 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, and has scored 3 runs. 28 plate appearances. Rangel looks at Wong at second and delivers. Off-speed pitch, and it's a called strike. Nice change of speeds, Jim, like you were talking about.
Yeah, it didn't have a snap on it, so it stayed high, and when that happens, an umpire's generally going to call it a ball. You can see the catcher's hands. It was high, didn't break.
Looks like Rangel is sticking strictly with fastball changeup here. There's the fastball, and it's caught looking. So Valens did not take a swing. 3 straight pitches for the cleanup hitter, and it's 2 down.
Well, they got a good opportunity to score here. Well, we'll see if, who's this, McWhorter?
This is McWhorter.
Yeah, good big kid.
Michael McWhorter, he's a junior. And he
rip.
fouls the first pitch back.
Good rip.
Count is 0-1. Mills would like nothing more than to score Wong and take an early lead. You know, last year when MCTV was out here, they lost a close game to San Mateo, I believe it was. Joey Carney was pitching a gem. They just had trouble putting the score on the board.
Scoring first is so important. It really can set the tone.
McWhorter takes low. Count evens up at 1-1. So you got Wong over at first, who got that grass lip single in between third and short. And Espinilla draws the walk. Here comes McWhorter, batting in the 5-hole, playing right field today. Takes high for a ball, 2-1.
See, there's that high off-speed curve ball that he's, you know what, he's not pulling it down and he's not following through. I mean, we got to get when you see more balls in the dirt on that pitch, you'd rather have than seeing up in the high in the strike zone.
McWhorter batting .222 on the season, 4 for 18, swing and a miss here. Count evens up at 2-2. 3 runs scored. He's got 3 RBIs, 1 sacrifice fly. Zucchiotti, ironically at leadoff, leads the team with 4 RBIs. Pitch is popped up on the infield, and Rangel's going to be able to haul this one in, and both South City and Mills get out of their respective jams, and after 1 complete, no score on the board. Thanks again to our underwriters for helping MCTV to show local sports in Millbrae. And if you're enjoying watching this program or any other programs on MCTV, consider becoming an MCTV underwriter. It's a great way to promote your business and show community pride. For more info, contact MCTV at 259-2343 or send an email to info@mctv.tv. And once again, here on MCTV Sports, I'm Kenny Melch alongside Jim Decker. After 1 inning, no score on the board. We've got a couple base runners, a little bit of action. Got a stolen base there, but a couple zeros on the board.
Yeah, we had some threats. You know, going back to what I was saying about scoring first, particularly when you're the home team, you held them, you know, to no score in the top. You come back, you score that first one, you just psychologically have a real good edge. But we'll have to see what happens. I didn't see a lot of, you know, great swings on the Mills team.
25 pitches for Rangel there in the first, and for Mashkonian, only 7.
Well,
go figure.
You go figure. You never know. If the South City pitcher gets that ball down and gets the pitch count down, you know, again, what I've seen of the Mills guys, they're taking some good pitches.
Once again, Mills comes in at 3-8 overall, 2-0 in the Ocean Division. They swept San Mateo last week. They beat them 5-1 and 5-0, allowed just 1 run all week long. Off to a great start. High fastball for Mashkonian, taken for a strike. Jesus Jimenez is the batter. He's the shortstop, wearing number 20 for the South City Warriors, who are 1-1 in the Ocean Division. They're also 3-8 overall. On the outside corner, that's taken for a ball. Count is 1-1.
Looks like he's pumping pretty good this inning. There's a couple of fastballs that had a little zip on it.
Chopped on a low fastball, foul.
Yeah, 3
Count
fastballs in a row.
1-2. Jimenez on the season, batting .235. 8 for 34. Scored 6 runs, 3 RBIs.
Okay.
Has 1 extra base hit. It was a double. 1-2. Mashkonian delivers. Breaking ball. Grounded over to short. Espinilla. No problemo.
Very
and
nice.
is 1 down.
You know, one of the hardest things to do in hitting, and particularly for high school kids, is to wait for the ball to get on you, let the ball come to you instead of reaching out and trying to pull everything. And that we've seen a couple of that today too. the infielders, pitcher, love it. Try to pull that stuff. Go right ahead. You get a weak ground ball to short.
Swing and a miss to Clay Wayman, the right fielder, stepping into the box on the season. Wayman batting .324, 11 for 34, has 10 RBIs. He leads the team in ribbies.
In the 6th spot, no less.
4 doubles, scored 4 runs. Having a great year thus far for the Warriors. Fastball, he reached back on that one.
Oh, he tried to hump that one, didn't he? But I like his attitude. He came out here with a look in his eye.
In the dirt.
It's 2 overthrows.
2-2 count to Clay Wayman. Wayman's a senior. Pitcher, first baseman, and outfielder. Taken inside, and the count goes full. Today playing right field. South City last year went 5-9 in the Ocean Division, finished in 6th place. Mashkonian delivers, and it's popped up on the infield. Going back on it is Zucchiotti. He's under it and makes the one-handed catch for the first, or check that, second out of the inning. That'll bring up Rangel, the pitcher.
Boy, that was a heavy diet of fastballs, and that last pitch was really something I'm sure that kid wants to get back, because it was right at the letters.
Rangel, as a pitcher, 6 for 27 on the season, has 2 RBIs, has scored 3 runs, a batting average of .222. Little ground ball right back here. McHugh picks it up and then drops it and picks it back up again. McHugh, as most of the Mills Vikings players, went to Taylor Middle School and now taking care of business on the high school ball field. Pitch goes in the dirt.
You know, when you asked me to do this game, Kenny, I couldn't help but think about particularly South City, the great baseball legacy they have. I played at SI against Bob Bryan, who was absolute legend down here.
Outside, 2-1.
South City has had some very fine teams, as has El Camino.
A lot of good baseball over there at Orange Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rip fastball down the line, and Rangel really got around on it. In fact, too much. And we're at 2-2, I believe.
Yeah, that coach at El Camino, Carlos Roman, he was there for a long time. He was an excellent coach.
Mills last year went 9-5 in the Ocean Division and finished in 4th place. Curveball taken outside. I believe we're at full.
Both guys, little, inconsistent. Let's say both pitchers.
Overall, Mills was 15-12 in 2012. Mashkonian fastball in the corner, taken for a strike 3. Nice pitch, nice call, nice inning. 1-2-3, down go the Warriors. At the end of an inning and a half, it's still 0-0. We'd like to thank the Friends of the Millbrae Library for their generous support. The Friends are dedicated to making the Millbrae Library a great place to visit and one of the best libraries in San Mateo County. They also sponsor many interesting community events at the library that are great for both kids and adults. If you'd like information about joining the Friends of the Millbrae Library, go to millbraelibraryfriends.org or call 697-7607. So we got a little pitcher's duel here on MCTV Sports. Mashkonian with 23 pitches in 2 innings, and Rangel 25 pitches in just 1 inning. So the pitch count battle right now is led by Mashkonian and Mills.
Well, just looking at that kid, he's a very mature body on him, really strong. I'll bet you, he can dish out 100 pitches.
And he may have a little ornery in him right now after striking out looking.
You know, anything close is the old cliche, and that pitch looked good to me.
It sure did. Nice call by the plate umpire, John Bologna. 15 years of experience umpiring, and his base umpire, Dave Stamer, been around for 20 years. So we got a lot of experience, not only in the managerial position out here, but also who they call Blue.
Yeah, I really like the umpire behind the plate. He's so far established what his strike zone is, and he's stayed with it.
Leading off here, the top half, or check that, the bottom half of the second, is Sean McHugh. And the first pitch from Rangel is taken high for a ball, 1-0.
You know, Rangel, that's why his curveball's up and his fastball gets up, because he just doesn't pull it down. Now, there he does. You know, I'd rather have a ball in the dirt than up in the eyes.
2-0 to McHugh, batting 111 this season. 2 for 18. Scored 3 runs, no extra base hits. But he drove one down the left field line, hooking, just foul. He jumped on that one.
Good cut at that one.
2-0 was looking dead red fastball there, huh?
Yeah, Kenny, as you know, the key to good pitching is staying consistent with your mechanics. And his release point here has been changing.
Rangel.
Yeah,
fastball
upstairs.
A little up. Fouled off. Count evens up at 2-2. He's had a lot of experience, actually, for the South City manager, Simeon, in just his 3rd year at the managerial position as skipper of the Warriors.
Is he a local guy, Kenny?
Yes, he is a South City resident. 3 kids, married. Matter of fact, his wife's brother is the starting center fielder, Loren. As we got a walk to McHugh. So all in the family today. Simeon, the manager of South City. His assistant is Marcel Tiger de la Cruz. As Mitchell Wong steps in, he's the DH today for Mashkonian.
Sure got some kids with some nice size to them.
Taken high for a ball.
When he's missing, it's been high. And he's gonna have to make an adjustment on his release point and follow through. It's dangerous up there.
Wong batting 176 this season, goes down to try to get a low pitch and fouls it off. Evens the count at 1-1. He is 3 for 17 this season. Hasn't scored a run or knocked in an RBI. No extra base hits. So he's looking to turn things around here in the Ocean Division. You know, some low averages for Mills, but again, they did play quite a tough preseason schedule. So that's going to happen in hopes of preparing for league, and it so far has done that with a 2-0 start for Tony Adornetto.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Do you want to load up on easy teams and win and get your stats up for CCS, or do you want to play some good people and harden yourself up for league? You know, I do think that the CCS kind of has been taking precedent over league titles. Everybody's CCS happy, and they want to get in there. And I've seen a lot of very weak schedules for guys that want to load up. I don't see that for Mills, however.
Swing and a miss, and Mitchell Wong goes down swinging for the first out of the inning.
Kenny, I know you coach basketball, and that CCS basketball stuff went on for about 5 months, and there were teams with just 500 records getting in, and that's, you know.
It varies from year to year.
It does, yeah.
It does. Now we got, of course, March Madness and the college tournament going on. It's exciting. Runner goes. McHugh takes off, gets a good jump, good throw, but he stole that one off the pitcher.
He
and
sure
now
did.
The Vikings have a runner in scoring position.
Good. Okay. Glad to see Mills running. They've run on good opportunities, good percentage plays.
Paul Winokur in a batter's box. Drives one, just going to hang up in right field. The catch is made by Wayman. McHugh's going to have to stay put at second for the second out, and that'll bring up Lujan.
Now, Kenny, I know you've done a lot of games out here at Mills. Does the ball get out of here much?
Not a whole lot. Wind today is blowing right to left from first towards third, slightly blowing in.
Yeah, that's why that one died.
Taken high for a ball, 1-0.
It's a spacious park, but down right field is 305. You really got to pull one.
Jason Lujan, a junior, on the season. 130 is average, 3 for 23. McHugh takes the lead at second after a walk, and Lujan takes a strike, evens the count at 1-1. This will be pitch number 40 for Rangel. Fouled back, 1-2.
Wind's picking up right now.
Rangel on the season is 2-2, 7 appearances, has pitched 18 2/3 innings. Here he delivers, taken just outside and a little bit high.
Yeah, there's that high pitch.
He evens the count at 2-2. Rangel's ERA, 7.12. Struck out 12, walked 20, giving up 19 earned runs.
In how many innings pitched, Kenny?
18 2/3. He's been roughed up a little bit, but looks good out here today. Taken outside, count goes full, and he may still be smarting at that 1-2 pitch, which just missed.
Kenny, I think you nailed it saying, if this guy lasts, is he going to stay in the game with that pitch count?
Full count. Popped up. Third baseman coming in. Ortiz may have a beat on it, and he does to end the inning. So at the end of 2 complete, still goose eggs for both squads. If you would like to purchase a DVD of today's matches, call MCTV at 259-2343. To pick up a DVD that you have ordered, stop by our office at 621 Magnolia Avenue. MCTV is located below the Chakotay Room at City Hall. Make a check or money order for $20 payable to MCTV. If you want the DVD sent to you by mail, you can fill out our form and write a check or money order for $25. Not a bad price for a nice memory of your high school baseball game being broadcast on MCTV Sports, Jim.
I think that's beautiful. I remember in my high school playing days for sure, if you got any coverage whatsoever, if somebody took a picture of you and gave it to you, you were happy,
I talked about this with one of my other broadcasters at one of the other games. How much would you pay to have a TV copy of one of your good high school games?
Oh,
priceless, huh?
I'd be showing it to everybody that came over for dinner. Nobody would come if I kept. It's really funny, but you'd get so excited if your name got in the paper or somebody took a picture of you. So it takes a little bit of the fun away, but digital stuff.
Here on MCTV Sports, it's the Mills Vikings and the South City Warriors. High school varsity baseball from the Ocean Division.
We got a big boy here.
And the Warriors are going to lead off the third with Brandon Barrios. First baseman takes a strike, 0-1. Barrios, a junior. And Moshkonian delivers, and he has been in control and has not thrown that many pitches. That was just pitch number 25, and he's ahead 0-2 here.
He's been down also in the strike zone. He just has a tendency to overthrow periodically.
It's a good spot to miss there, as they say, 0-2.
Yeah. It's always an amazing thing. It's a good, you're 0-2. Hey, you threw it outside. It's a ball. That's a good one. That's okay. Baseball's funny.
Oh, and he took a changeup, maybe even a little slow curve that just dropped right into the zone. Nice pitch by Mashkonian.
Yeah, just had a little spin on it, just enough, and the hitter thought it was up and in. But
anything close, right, Jim?
You coach those little kids, you know, in Pacifica. Anything close, buddy.
That's a good habit to get them into when they're young. There's a drive to center field by Vince Leon, but Winokur has a beat on it, and that quickly, the Vikings have the Warriors with 2 outs.
Boy, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Kenny. I haven't seen a lot of good at-bats on either team.
Well, we saw a couple. I mean, the one drive to left field I thought was a pretty nice hit by Ortiz. The pitchers are throwing well. You know, that's where you got it. Defense are making a couple plays.
Good pitching beats good hitting.
There you go. Nico Loren, the leadoff batter, grounded out to third his first at bat. He takes in the dirt, is now ahead 1-0. So now the Warriors will get their second look at Mashkonian. There's a drive in the gap. Espinilla backhands it, can't set his feet and can't hold on to the ball, but I don't think he would have gotten Loren anyways. We're going to score that an infield hit.
Guy's got pretty good wheels. Is he 2 for 2, Kenny? Is that what you said?
No, he grounded out. That's right. So 1 for 2 now, Loren.
Well, 2 outs.
Young team.
Let's get him running. Doesn't do any good standing over there.
Coach Simeon says he likes to run, likes his team speed, so we may see it right here.
I would go right now.
Loren on the season is 4 for 7. So he has the most attempts and the second most steals.
He's going sometime in the sequence. He's not going to stay there.
That first pitch of ball.
Yeah.
Kiahi takes a strike, 1-1.
You know, I have always believed that the best pitch to run on is the first one. You don't get a pitch out too often. Setting up outside here, beautiful. You know, he hit right. The catcher went outside in his stance, and the kid threw it right there.
I think Coach Adoneto thought that Loren would be going, and they wanted to try to get him out.
Yeah, I think that's a good call on your part.
Small lead for Loren. He's not going anywhere. And it's taken for a ball, 3-1.
I mean, if he makes the third out, you know, so what? You know, you still got this kid, Tyler, up again, who seems to be a pretty good hitter. You lead off with him next inning. Yeah,
well, you got your 2, 3, 4. That's the other way you want to look at it. You got your strength of the lineup coming up. You got a runner. Now he goes, swing and a miss, and they got him in a strike 3. Okay.
That looked odd, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I think that not everybody knew what the count was.
I think you're right.
And so on the swing and a miss, that's strike 3 for the third out. Nonetheless, Mashkonian gets out of it once again.
Including the catcher.
There you go. He's pitched 3, and we are through 2.5 innings, and his score is still 0-0. Many thanks go to the Magnolia of Millbrae for co-sponsoring this event. The Magnolia of Millbrae is a welcoming place for seniors who want luxurious living conditions with a swimming pool, fine dining, and a gated covered parking garage. For more information, please contact themagnolia.com or call 697-7700 or toll free 1-888-860-6915.
What's Magnolia? Is that townhouses or what do you got?
It's senior living.
Oh, I was hoping. You know, it sounded like a great place. I may look it up on the way home.
I may be there pretty soon myself. You know, I've aged probably about 20 years in the last 5 years.
Yeah, so I like that covered parking, but I probably won't be driving.
Kenny Milchier alongside Jim Decker in Millbrae. campus of Mills High School. The Mills Vikings taking on the South City Warriors in this Ocean Division matchup. Big game here. Mills off to a great start in the Ocean Division. 2 wins last week. South City at 1-1. And Tony Adornetto, the manager of the Vikings, would like nothing more than to remain undefeated. And he's in a battle today here against these valiant Warriors. High pitch from Rangel, taken for a ball to Zucchiotti, the leadoff batter, now getting his second look as the Vikings turn it around.
Yeah, I'm sounding like a broken record, but this kid's got to get the ball down.
Zucchiotti grounded back to the pitcher, his first at bat, and fouls one back out of play, 1-1.
Kenny, when you get a moment and you can put it in there, I'd like to hear who's in what division and how that shakes out.
I don't have the Bay Division. I can tell you that from the Ocean Division, Sequoia's on top at 2-0 with El Camino and Mills, actually a 3-way tie for first at 2-0. And then you've got Woodside and South City also at 1-1, tied there for fourth. Pitch is driven to right field down the line, but that's going to slice foul. And the count goes to 1-2 to Zucchiotti. And then at 0-2 at the bottom of the Ocean Division, you got San Mateo, Jefferson, and Westmore. Nobody from the Ocean Division in their overall record has a winning record. There's a slow grounder to the second baseman, and Kiahi makes the throw, and it's wide. So he tried to throw off balance, and we may have to score that an E4. Nonetheless, Zucchiotti, the leadoff batter for the Vikings, gets aboard.
Yeah, I would give him an E. The division that Terra Nova's in, that is called the
Bay Division.
Bay Division, yeah.
You know, and has Carlmont and Burlingame.
Good. The better teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the lower division of the two. Brings up Derek Wong, singled his first at bat. He squares the bunt and lays down a beauty down the right field side, or excuse me, the first base side, and he's going to beat it out. So Barrios had to come in on it, and your second baseman, Kiahi, was late getting over.
I mean, really late. Yeah, you got to be figuring with a 0-0 game at this point, you're bunting people over. You go to play the small game. It should be no mystery that the ball went down, and he should have been there.
The bunt was in a great spot.
Great bunt.
Just off the first base line. And, Barrios had no choice. He had to come get it. No one else was going to get it. But by the time he scooped it up and turned around, Wong was already by him. And really, I don't even know if Kiahi would have made it over to first if they would have even got him in that place. It was such a perfect bunt.
Yeah, and let's see if they bunt again. I mean, I think it's another good time to do it.
Got your number 3 batter up, pitch in the dirt. 1-0 is Espinilla.
I take that back. If it's your 3 hitter, that's why he's there. Let him hit.
There you go. First and second, no outs. You got Espinilla, Valens, and McWhirter coming up. That's the heart of the Mills Vikings lineup. That's what you want. Get those first 2 runners on and let your meat bring them home. Taken high and inside. Count goes 2-0, and now Espinilla can sit dead red fastball here.
He might come out of his shoes if it's up in the strike zone.
Espinilla, the shortstop. The delivery from Rangel, and it was a fastball.
A nice cut.
And he fouled it out of play over the left side, a high towering foul. Count goes to 2-1. Espinilla walked his first time up on an 8-pitch at bat.
Yeah, that was very good at bat.
Zucchiotti at second, Derek Wong at first, taking their leads. Pitches taken for a strike. And I like how the umpire, Bologna, calls that belt high strike. Some of these high school umps will only get you down at the thighs. He'll call that belt high, which is a strike by definition.
Let's see what nice.
Driven to left field, base hit by Espinilla. Very nice piece of hitting there, and now the bases are loaded, just like you draw it up for the cleanup hitter, Valens.
Can't get better. Kenny, I'm sure you've thought about this too, that every umpire has his own strike zone. And you go, now wait a minute, what's the rule book say? Oh no, this guy, he doesn't like to call the high strike. He won't give you the outside corner. or you've thrown 3 balls, he's not going to give you a strike on that. It's like this little unwritten rules of the game.
Here's Valens. Valens takes a strike on the outside corner. So Valens has seen 4 pitches and has not swung once, and they've all been strikes.
And he's your 4-hitter.
There you go. Pitch number 55 coming up for Rangel. Valens rips one over to first, and it gets through underneath the glove of Barrios. 1 run is in. Zucchiotti scores. Here comes Derek Wong, and he scores as well, and the Vikings take a 2-0 lead.
Now, the gun was loaded for him. I'm glad to see the kid swing the bat.
We're going to score that a base hit. It was hit pretty hard under the glove. I mean, tough for the left-hander to make that play. But we're going to give Kyle the single and 2 RBIs.
I'm sure he's glad you did that, Kenny.
Yeah, especially when he listens to the DVD copy that he spends $25 on, right?
Yeah, please, get me $25 worth.
Going over to third was Espinilla. Runners at the corners, and the first pitch is foul back towards the truck. Heads up, back in the truck, and it doesn't make it. Actually, it's caught near the fence.
Really nice play by the catcher.
Hezel, so he shook off the injury on the first pitch. Foul out to the catcher, and that's the first out of the inning, so runner's still at the corners. And here comes McHugh. Walked his first time up.
Let's send this runner, let's send the runner at first, see what happens.
The old first and third Little League steal play.
You know,
it's been around forever, huh?
It's still hard to defend.
It sure is.
A lot of times you just say, take the base, because I know one of my kids is going to throw it into the outfield.
Pitch number 58 coming up here. McHugh has a runner in scoring position over on third, takes a ball, and I believe is now ahead 2-0.
He is noticeably laboring.
Third inning, 1 out. He's gone 2 1/3, and he's approaching 60 pitches. And it's high.
And all upstairs.
Simeon, the manager, has already visited Rangel once. Not this inning, so he has a free visit left this inning, and McHugh was taken all the way. Count is 3-1. So the Vikings are on the board. They lead it 2-0. They got Zucchiotti on an error. Base hit by Derek Wong, single by Espinilla, and then a single by Valens. They got 3 straight base hits. There the runner goes, and it's popped foul right back over the fence to the bleachers. And we're going to go to a full count to McHugh, and he had a full count last time, his first at bat, and he was able to draw that walk.
Nothing better than starting the runners up to let the defense make a decision on how they want to defend some things, but with that guy going.
At the belt, Rangel from the stretch. And they got Valens in a pickle. Now what do? You give it to the shortstop, let him take care of it. He bobbles it, and they're going to let Valens go back to first, so they had it off to a good start. You want to get one of those guys out, but when the shortstop bobbled the ball, all bets were off.
Yeah, the pitcher actually kind of made a mistake. All he has to do is freeze the runner at third and give it up to the second baseman or the shortstop. Run him back hard. But you turn your back to the play and run out there in the infield, you've just given the guy on third some
Taking
room.
Strike 3. It could be a strike him out, throw him out. He hits him in the head, but he misses. Coming from third is Espinilla. And a very close play at second. They almost got out of it on a strike him out, throw him out double play, but the stolen base first to third play comes through, and the Vikings take a 3-0 lead.
Kenny, you said that there's some Little League plays. Well, that stepping off the rubber with first and third generally never works, but it did now. It did today, and South City fundamentally has got some work to do.
They're young. Mitchell Wong at the plate, struck out swinging his first time up, 2 down. And Valens over there at second, and they've got 3, the Vikings do. Why not make it 4 for sending out Moshkonian for the 4th. Swing and a miss by Wong.
You know, that they looked a little confused, South City, on how they wanted to defend that first and third because they had 2 guys covering.
Pitch number 64 from Rangel is taken. And I believe we're at 1-1. Here on MCTV Sports, the Vikings looking to go 3-0 in the Ocean Division. Swing and a miss at a low fastball. Count is 2-2 to Mitchell Wong. Winokur on deck and Lujan in the hole. 7th batter of the inning, and it's going to go to a full count here. Another full count, last one to McHugh, and he got McHugh looking, and here it's Mitchell Wong.
Yeah, I don't know where Simeon stands on his pitching for the week, but somebody needs to get going down the pen.
And a fastball, struck him out swinging. So Rangel is able to get out with just 3 runs. There was a runner in scoring position. At the end of 3, the Mills Vikings are on top by the score of 3-0. If you missed any of today's game or you know someone who might like to watch it later, you can catch replays on MCTV on Tuesday, April 2nd at 12 o'clock, Friday, April 5th at 12 o'clock, and Saturday, April 6th at 6 p.m. For additional replay dates and times, please check out MCTV's program schedule at mctv.tv.
Kenny, if I buy a DVD, can I listen to myself? Will I be on that?
Yeah, you absolutely
25 bucks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
good. That's to mail it. It's only 20 if you want to come pick it up.
Those are stocking stuffers. Give me 10.
You know what? I think we'll try and get you a complimentary copy.
Please.
All right. We'll take care of you. Here on MCTV Sports, that's Jim Decker. I am Kenny Milch in the truck. You've got Andy Pittman and Randy Sahai, and I'm hopeful we can get a list of the rest of the crew members. We want to thank them. And we're off to a good start here in the 3rd inning.
Another cliche, you score some runs, you come out and you shut down the opponent. You just do not give up a leadoff walk or anything, and you go, damn, shut the door. That's what Mills needs to do.
Rangel, 68 pitches after 3 innings. And pitch number 37 coming up for Mashkonian, and it's ripped down a left field line, just foul by Brian Ortiz. And his first at bat, he did the same thing, one hop the fence for a double. 0-1 to count, and if you remember on that play, Kiahi, who singled before him, tried to score, fouled back 0-2, and that's where the great throw from Espinilla, the catcher, McHugh, and Kiahi jumped over McHugh and trying to score, missed the plate, but did avoid the tag, but then on the way back, McHugh got him for the out. Very exciting play, probably the most exciting play thus far in the game.
I thought we were in for a real wild one after that.
1-2 is the count to Brian Ortiz, the 3rd baseman. Facing Mashkonian. He's got a shutout working. Breaking ball started outside or inside, never crossed the plate and actually went behind Ortiz. Count goes to 2-2.
That's just kind of what I was saying. Throw strikes. You know, get your outs. Do not walk anybody.
2-2 pitch inside and actually caught a little bit, I think, of the jersey.
Sure did.
And Ortiz is aboard to start out the 4th.
You know, there's from little league up to professional and major leagues, walks always seem to come back to haunt you.
Especially leadoff walks, right?
Leadoff walks. That, you know, get that first one. Boy,
yeah.
It changes the defense.
Here comes Andrew Pezel, grounded out to short his first time out. Pitch just below the knees. Good spot to miss there. Count goes to 1-0. Mashkonian blessed with a 3-run lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Vikings and Warriors Ocean Division matchup, and there's a gapper. That drops in for a base hit, and it gets by the left fielder, Derek Wong. Going over to third is Ortiz. Going over to second is the batter, Pezel. Second and third, and the Warriors are now in business.
Boy, it's, you know, again, another broken record, but when you can hold those guys from scoring after you have scored, it's a real psychological advantage. Got a pinch runner here, I think, Kenny.
Try to catch a number.
How about 18?
There you go.
That one.
18 for South City, pinch running, Christian Arias. And he'll be at second. Running for Ortiz. Check that for Pezel. Courtesy runner for the catcher. And the batter is Jesus Jimenez. And he takes low for a ball, 1-0.
Kenny, does this league use that, the courtesy runner for the catcher, all the time?
You have a choice whether you'd like to do it or not. But
before each game?
No, per situation.
Per situation.
Mashkonian, hump back, line drive. Espadilla tries to double him up at second, and getting back was the pinch runner Arias, and welcome to the ball game.
Thanks a lot. The old freeze on a line drive, and he did.
So that's the first out of the inning. Ortiz and Pezel. Check that, Ortiz and Arias on third and second respectively. Here comes Clay Wayman, who popped out to second his first at bat. Pitch number 46 coming up for Mashkonian. Wearing number 2, Clay Wayman. Also playing right field. Has an RBI situation, and it takes a fastball right down the middle. Nice pitch there, Mashkonian.
Stay with that. Stay down there and you'll be in good shape.
Clay Wayman, senior. Mashkonian on the hill, a senior. Fastball on the outside corner, taken for a strike. Beautiful location. He hit that target right there.
Oh, man, that was a beautiful pitch.
1 down, 0-2. Expect something probably out of the zone. And stepping out and calling time is Wayman.
Even though that pitch is a strike, you're not going to hit it.
South City with their second best opportunity to score. In the first, they had runners on, left them stranded, taken for a ball, 1-2.
So Kenny, at any given time that the catcher gets on, you have a choice to whether you want to use a pinch runner.
Correct. Same thing for the pitcher.
Without having it count as a pinch runner, yeah.
There's a ground ball to second. Takes a tough hop, but making the play is Zucchiotti for the second out, but that's an RBI for Wayman as Ortiz scores, and South City's on the board. 3-1, Mills still with the lead.
Yeah, I like that. You got to play back, you got to lead, you play back, get the outs.
Arias goes over to third, and that'll bring up Josue Rangel, the pitcher. He struck out looking on that inside fastball the first time he faced Mashkonian, and here he gets ahead 1-0. That was the 50th pitch by Mashkonian. 3-1. Fastball, little late swing from Rangel. Count at 1-1. So Ortiz led off the inning, was hit by a pitch, and then Pezel with the single. There's a shot over to third base, and that gets through. Past Lujan, run scores, Arias does. RBI single for Rangel. Helps his own cause.
Very long single. I was wondering if he could hump it up a little and get 2.
But being the pitcher,
yep.
We'll see if they...
That's another thing I always... pitchers like they can't run.
And they choose not to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher. See, in the other situation for Mills, they have a DH batting for Mashkonian. Here, Rangel is batting for himself,
yeah.
And apparently is going to run for himself also. I believe Barrios took that first pitch for a ball, and there he chops one over to third, getting a lot of action over there is Lujan. Across the diamond with the throw, and a nice play and a tag by Valens. I thought he first called him out. I think he did, which is the correct call.
It was, because he tagged him.
He did. Valens had to come off the bag, and then he swept back with the tag. Maybe we can catch a replay on that. Nonetheless, it's the third out of the inning, and the score at the end of 3.5. 3-2, Vikings with the lead. Don't have a replay, but we both kind of saw it live. Valens made a nice play there at first.
Very nice. I like that good tall lefty playing first base. Good target.
.54 pitches at the end of the fourth inning for Mashkonian.
Kenny, how many rounds do they go home and home?
Home and home. Yeah. So the PAL Ocean Division, they go Tuesday, Thursday, home and home. And for the Bay Division, they go home and home Wednesday, Friday.
Is that so they get umpires, you know, that you don't play on the same days?
And more media coverage, right?
more DVDs sold.
There you go. Up next, after this South City double dip, is April 6th at Silver Creek for a non-league game for the Vikings. And then it's El Camino, the 9th and 11th of April. After that, Jefferson, the 16th and the 18th. Then it's a non-league game against Sacred Heart Prep. Then 2 more league opponents for Woodside, Sequoia, and they end the season against Westmore. That's for Mills here in 2013 on top of the Ocean Division. Coach Adornetto, once again in his 9th year as the manager of the Vikings, won titles in 2005 and 2006. So it's been a while since the Vikings have won the league, and they got a great chance and are off to a great start here in 2013. Swing and a miss by the leadoff batter, Paul Winokur, the center fielder who flied out to right field his first at bat.
What do we got for a pitch count on this guy, Kenny?
That was number 69 for Rangel, and make it 70 taken for a ball, 1-1. 3-2 Vikings. We got a ball game. Winokur swing and a miss. He's behind 1-2. South City at 1-1 in the Ocean Division. Both teams overall 3-8, evenly matched. Had similar preseason schedules, similar makeup. South City a little bit younger. Ball's taken outside. Count goes to 2-2.
Do these guys go into Easter tournaments, Kenny?
Usually do. There are more frost soft tournaments. Yeah. They're worried a little bit about pitching at this level, but they'll usually add a Saturday game here and there. Like Mills is going to play Silver Creek coming up. Count goes full to Winokur. And that's the last thing Rangel wants at this point with his pitch count. Taken at the knees for a strike. Nice pitch there. Rangel right at the knees, struck out looking.
No, because I was just thinking that the South City tournament that Bob Bryan used to run, I don't know if you're familiar with it, Kenny. It was a great, great Easter tournament at Orange Park, all games at Orange Park. Of course, Bob Bryan was quite a character. He put up fences when his team was hitting, and then he pulled them down when the opponent was hitting. It was Kenny, it was his tournament.
Yeah, and he showed it, right?
Yeah, did he?
With the fence game. There's no South City tournament. Okay. Up next is Harker with a non-league game. There's a foul ball down the right field line close to first base, and it goes into the Warrior dugout. I believe we're at 0-2, and this is Lujan, the third baseman for the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm not making that up. I played for a guy named Jim Keating at SI who was legendary, and he and Brian, they go at it.
That pitch is taken for a ball. 1-2 the count. South City has a non-league game on April 1st, April Fool's Day at Orange Park against Harker. Then they play University. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, but caught by the catcher, Pezzle. Strike 3. And so even though there's a high pitch count, Rangel has struck out the first 2 batters here in the bottom of the 4th.
See, he came out because they had scored get back in the game, and he's shutting Mills down. He's not fooling around.
Curveball to Zucchiotti, foul back, 0-1. Zucchiotti grounded back to the pitcher in the first inning and then reached and scored in the third on the error by the second baseman for South City. So he's 0 for 2. They also have another game South City does, a non-league over spring break. They play Washington also in South City at Orange Park. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2 to Zucchiotti. And then it's back to league for South City. They'll take on Sequoia in a home and home, of course. So Zucchiotti.
Excuse me. Is that Washington from San Francisco?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the 0-2. Just outside and low. 1-2 to Roberto Zucchiotti. Leadoff batter. Plays second base. And Rangel in the 80s now with his pitch count. Ground ball over to short. Scooped up nicely by Jimenez. Throw over to first. Barrios is able to haul it in a 1-2-3 inning for Rangel. At the end of 3.5, check that, 4 complete. 3-2, Mills on top.
Got a game here, Kenny. We got a game. It's I like both pitchers. I like the demeanor on both of them. They look like battlers. I think that when you're playing, they both work quickly. There's nothing worse than standing behind a guy playing defense who is just taking too much time. Your defense gets in a rhythm, your pitcher gets in a rhythm, and both of them, I think, are really coming after the hitters now.
We talked with the manager, Tony Adornetto, before the game, and we asked him about this year's group, and he was talking a lot about the preseason and the schedule they made. And Coach Adornetto said, quote, "We played all the Bay Division teams except for Menlo Atherton, and there were a couple blowouts and a couple games that we were in, and only 4 guys returning on this year's Viking squad." Coach Adornetto went on to say, quote, "They only got a little bit of playing time last year, although those 4 guys were in a lot more than the others. Still a learning experience. We're fairly young, and one thing is they're a very loose group. They don't get too high or too low. It's baseball, and they understand." End quote.
Yeah, I agree with him 100%. I like a loose group.
Top of the 5th inning. This game moving right along here. Vince Leon, the left fielder, at the plate. And he takes low for a ball, 1-0.
I don't care what level it is, Kenny. It's got to be fun.
It's true.
Got to be fun.
Leon flied out to center field his first time. Batting in the 9 hole, takes high, 2-0. So still 3-2, still pitchers duel. Both starting pitchers in the ball game. Pitch number 57 coming up for Mashkonian. And he leads 3-2. Fastball chopped, and this could be a tough play. McHugh can't pick it up. I don't know if they would have got him. If he would have came up clean, whipped around, and threw a bullet strike, they probably would have. I think we're going to score that a hit. It's almost like a great bunt, Jim.
Oh, it's a base hit, sure. I'm just wondering if there was any spin on it to let it go foul, but I don't think so.
Looked like it was going to die right on the grass, and Valens is going to try to hold on Leon, and the throw almost gets away, but the big left-hander is able to reach out and snag it and keep Leon at first. Nico Loren, the leadoff batter, he's 1 for 2.
That's a situation for the catcher. He knows he's not going to get him. See if it rolls foul.
Squares to bunt, and he gets a beauty in between the pitcher and third baseman, scooping up Mashkonian, makes a nice throw. They get the out at first, but Loren does his job and moves Leon over to second, 1 down, runner in scoring position, and that run is the eventual tying run if it gets to the plate.
You notice same situation, runner on first, bunt him over. Mills defensively had every guy in the right position.
That brings up Tyler Kiahi, second baseman. Singled in the first, struck out swinging in the third. We're here in the 5th. Leon at second, swing and a miss, strike one. And the manager, Simeon, wants to talk with Kiahi, and he may have missed a sign. There may be a bunt sign. They might have wanted to move him over to third for their number 3 hitter. That's what I got to think that conversation was about.
Yeah, either that or, hit the ball to the right side, please.
Or just hit it.
Yeah, well,
get my run in.
Yeah.
And Kiahi takes a beautiful strike, and Mashkonian kind of reached back a little on that one.
If he's got anything wrong, he's a tendency to overthrow, but when he stays within himself, this kid can throw the ball.
Just one walk so far in 4 1/3, and it was the hit batter that just was a brushback. So other than that, the control has been very good for Mashkonian today. 0-2 count. He's ahead here against Kiahi in the 5th. Tying run is at second. From the belt. High outside fastball. Good spot to miss, Jim. And the count goes to 1-2.
You sound like a coach, Kenny. A pitching coach.
Son just getting ready to duck behind the trees and shade home plate. Not just yet. 1-2. Time is called by the batter just before, apparently, Mashkonian started his delivery.
You always teach your pitchers, I don't care, you throw the ball. You follow through. You never jerk off and stop your motion.
Now the 1-2, fouled off. McHugh makes a nice play behind the dish to hold on to that foul. And we got 2 down. Nice job by Sean McHugh holding on to that foul tip. And now we're going to have the pitching coach go out to talk to Mashkonian after 62 pitches, and he's facing the number 3 hitter Ortiz, who doubled in the 1st and then was hit by a pitch in the 4th. This is a pretty big at bat. You want to make sure that both your pitcher and catcher and coach are all on the same page.
Yeah, I'm sure he's telling him, you got to bag open, make him hit your pitch. If you walk him, no big deal.
That was spoken like a pitching coach yourself there.
Not really, yeah.
So here he is, Brian Ortiz. He's the 3rd baseman. He's the number 3 batter. So usually number 3 hitter is the best hitter on the team. Mashkonian delivers low. He took a little off of that. And a swinging strike, 0-1. Vince Leon still over at second. He got on with a leadoff single and then went over to second on the sacrifice bunt by Loren. And he's itching to come home, and a low outside pitch is taken by Ortiz. Count evens up at 1-1. Coach Adornetto. And the Vikings leading 3-2. Here in the 5th. Taken high and outside. Count goes to 2-1, and they say 2-1 hitters count. He's got to be looking fastball here.
And if you don't get it, you take it.
Ortiz digs in, swing and a miss. He went outside with it. That was a nice pitch.
That's a case of you want 2 things there. You want the location and the type of pitch that you want. I want a fastball. I want it in a certain place. That was outside. He couldn't have hit that, with a broom. Way out there.
2-2. Oh, and he went for the broom swing again. He got a piece of it, though, and stay alive.
That one he wouldn't have hit with a rake.
Ortiz stays alive, perhaps sensing the importance of this particular at-bat and situation. High school ball, they go 7. It's the top of the 5th. 3-2, Vikings on top. Mashkonian has gone the distance. Big pitch here. Just missed outside. How he could look at that.
After swinging at the 2 prior ones.
Count goes full. This is pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Everyone here at Mills High School on the edge of their bleacher. Mashkonian delivers low. Taken. Ball 4. And that's what you were saying, John. No damage done.
No damage done.
First real walk of the afternoon for Mashkonian. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Pezel. Grounded out to short his first time up in the first inning. And then in the fourth, he singled and scored. And he comes up here in a big spot, the cleanup hitter. First and second, 2 outs. 69 pitches so far. This will be number 70 for Moshkonian. Pezel, 9 RBIs on the season for the Warriors. He's second on the team. Wayman has 10. Pezel with 9. Came in batting .367. Like they say, right man, right spot.
Oh, this is the guy you want.
1-0 is the count. Moshkonian checks the runner, Leon at second, and he throws a curveball in the dirt. And Leon thought about going, but McHugh was quick to pounce on it. Holds both runners, and it's 2-0. Pezel ahead, though, here.
You know, on the prior pitch, Kenny, the shortstop threw his glove out to indicate he wanted the pickoff thrown to him. The pitcher threw the ball with a shortstop hole open.
Ground ball to second. Staying down, making a nice play, and staying with his Zucchiotti. And Moshkonian and the Vikings get it out of that, get out of the top half of the fifth, still holding on to a 3-2 lead. Just a reminder, if you'd like to purchase a DVD of today's match, call MCTV at 259-2343. To pick up a DVD that you have ordered, stop by our office at 621 Magnolia Avenue. MCTV is located below the Jacuzzi Room at City Hall. Make a check or money order for $20 payable to MCTV. If you want the DVD sent by mail, you can fill out the form and write a check or money order for $25. We are here at Mills High School. I'm Kenny Melch alongside Jim Decker. We have got a ball game, 3-2, and we got a new pitcher, Jim.
Oh, take another look, Kenny. I'm not too sure.
Oh, check that. No, you know what? You're right. That's still Rangel out there. My bad.
No, that's... it's probably around that time.
Yeah,
where
I jumped the gun.
You jumped the gun. I could tell that you're kind of like a Captain Hook. You would have had him out. That's your philosophy. Get him out of there.
No, it's okay. You know what? I think that's a smart move by Simeon to keep him in, because even though his pinch count is high at 82, he really settled down that last inning, and he got him down 1-2-3. He struck out the first 2 batters and got the third one to ground out to short, although he is facing the 2-3-4 batters of the Vikings.
Kenny, do you know the pitching rules of the league as how many innings a kid can pitch, or they go by pitch count?
Nope. It's not innings. It's not pitch count. It's at this level, it's the manager's discretion.
Really?
Yes. Derek Wong is going to lead off the bottom half of the 5th inning for Mills. Derek is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and he scored the Mills' second run. He takes a strike, a bell tie strike, 0-1. So it'll be Wong, Espinilla, and Valens, 2-3-4. Pitches in the dirt, 1-1.
I'm sure some leagues perhaps do have pitch counts or innings. I would suspect innings.
They might.
Yeah.
I think, at this level, the managers...
Yeah, make his choice.
Yeah, and they know. They don't burn him out. There's a pop fly that's going to hang up in the air for Loren in center field. He hauls it in for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Espinilla.
It's also very key how many, if you play Tuesdays and Fridays, you can use your Tuesday guy in relief on Friday, but if you get backed up and there's no space, of course you can't use your ace.
A lot of these teams will just go with 2 starting pitchers, 1 per week. Espinilla takes a curveball outside, 1-0.
Really, they'll start both games.
No, 2 starters. So
2
one
starters.
on Tuesday, one
Gotcha.
on Thursday,
Yeah.
and then the next week, that same guy, he'll be a Tuesday guy and a Thursday guy.
And because you pitch Tuesday, you're not going to throw on Thursday.
Yeah, and you got a whole week's rest till the next Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that's good.
You can just go with 2 and then have a couple relievers, and really, unless you're playing in a tournament, taken for a strike. I believe it's 1-1 to Espinilla. You know, you don't have to go too deep. You can really kind of get through the league season with 4, maybe 5 pitchers the most. There's a chop foul grounder.
You know, Kenny, when I was coaching at SI, we experimented with a triple round robin, and you play your opponent 3 times in 1 week. It's like college, college. And that prevents you from getting their ace all the time.
That's true. That's nice.
It didn't last. I never had enough pitching to get through 3 days, but the concept is really cool to say, okay, if you're good, your pitching staff is deep.
Espinilla is 1 for 1. He walked in the first, singled and scored in the third.
He used to play on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Saturdays, I was just begging for anybody that could get the ball over.
Asking the water boy, too.
Yeah.
So on a full count, Espinilla draws his second walk of the game. With 1 out, he's aboard for Kyle Valens, who is 1 for 2. And here comes Simeon out to the mound as the pitch count has now reached 91. And he may be calling for a pitcher, checking on Rangel to see if he wants to try to finish out this inning, how he feels after 91 pitches. And that's not too much for a high school ball player, because in Little League, a 12-year-old, the limit is 85. 11-year-olds also 85. 10-year-olds is 75. So he's at 91. You know, we're talking about a seasoned pitcher, a senior. So they can go over 100, 110. Easy.
I thought 100. Remember, I said that earlier in the game. So that's kind of a benchmark.
Valens, again, 1 for 2. Struck out looking in the first, but then hit that hard grounder to first. Had a little mustard on it, went under the glove of Barrios. We scored a single, 2 RBIs. And that kind of gave the cushion Mills needs. They hold on. Here's a steal attempt, a nice throw, and just beating it would be Espinilla.
Okay.
So Espinilla goes to second. Here, good look at his jump.
Yeah. Another good jump. What are they? Are they 3 for 3 on steals, Kenny?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Well, that preseason stat didn't hold up where they hardly ran. This is...
And a nice throw by Pezel. Here's an infield pop-up. Coming in is Kiahi. Tough play. Everybody calling. And holding on is Barrios. And that was in what they call no man's land.
That was dangerous.
You tell the pitcher, hey, get out of the way unless nobody else can get it. Kiahi at second had to come a long way, and he had a beat on it, but then Barrios from first did the smart play, called him off, made the catch, and got the out. Now there's 2 down.
Coaches work on communication all the time.
Here's McWhirter.
You know, it's got a certain set of rules of who's got precedent over who, you know. Center fielder's got precedent over the left fielder and the right fielder if he calls it, and you gotta know those rules.
It's a good look at McWhirter now standing in the shade. There's a pop foul that's going to go out of play right on top of the batting cages. And I believe we got a 1-1 count to McWhirter, who is 0 for 2, popped out to first and fouled out to the catcher. That was that nice play by Pezel earlier in the game. That was actually in the 3rd inning. So 1-1's a count to McWhirter. Runner in scoring position. Looking for a little insurance run are the Vikings, and the ball is taken low by McWhirter. And it's 2-1.
It's been a nice, clean game. What do we got total errors, Kenny, or on each?
I think we've got just 2 errors.
Yeah, very nice. Good for high school. See, there's the glove. Your shortstop threw the glove out, and if he's not back to play defense, the pitcher steps off the mound. You do not throw the ball with that shortstop.
That was well executed there.
Yeah, it really was.
For a young team. Rangel did the right thing.
That's playing together, you know, and that takes time. your double play combinations need to get used to one another. They need to, heck, you go to lunch together. I don't care. You got to know each other's moves. And that showed it right there.
Boy, Espinia's really getting a big jump out there. If you watch him, he's halfway down the line before the pitch is delivered. They deke him and he steps off. So I think they noticed how far that last pitch Espina really got off. I mean, he could have been over to third without a throw. Piece of cake. 2 outs here. 2-2 count. McWhirter, runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Nice cut.
Rangel gets out of it.
Ooh.
For the 3rd out, and we have completed 5 full. Mills 3, South City 2.
This is a very enjoyable game. Good high school game. Clean. Two teams really playing hard and executing and well coached. I'm pleased with what I see here with these two coaches.
Coach Adornetto's been around his 9th year. 2 championships. 2007, once again, made to the CCS semis. Lost to Aptos. Coach of the Year, Frosh Soft here at Mills. Replaced a legend, Gary Froelich, and was an assistant to him for 2 years, so he gained a lot of his knowledge. Former player here at Mills, class of 99. And he won 2 championships, one at the Frosh Soft level in 96 and one at the varsity level in 99. Coach Adornetto, all league, all county shortstop. So, you know, not only a veteran player, but he's been coaching for quite a long time. And Coach Simeon, on the other hand, in his 3rd year, was also an assistant coach at Lowell High School for 2 years at the varsity level and managed 2 years at the Frosh Soft level at Lowell. Did a lot of coaching in the San Bruno youth baseball level with Pony and Bronco. And actually was a player himself. He played at Lowell, class of 1987.
Really, he must have played and coached for John Donahue, who I believe has the record for most wins of California coaches.
That's correct. Former AD of Lowell.
Yeah, and so this guy's been tutored. He
tutored.
pays attention.
3-year varsity player for Lowell was Coach Simeon. 1987, they were city champions his senior year. And he got to play at Candlestick Park. It's quite a treat.
My brothers played in the championships. They're older than me, and they were at Seal Stadium, Kenny.
Wow. Now we're going way back.
Yeah.
Pitch is outside as we begin the 6th inning. Count is 1-1. It's Jesus Jimenez, the shortstop, grounded to short in the 2nd, lined out to short in the 4th. Here in the 6th, South City trying to get something going. Chopper over to third base, scooping up. Lujan throws over to Valens. 1 down. That's how you draw it up.
Very smooth. Yeah, John Donahue is a legend of how many games he's coached and how many teams that he's taken to this different places, and what a dedicated man.
Former manager at Lowell. Coached Daryl Simeon, the coach of South City. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Clay Wayman. Matter of fact, Coach Simeon was a pitcher and an outfielder for Coach Donahue at Lowell and was an honorable mention all-leaguer his senior year. Went to St. Mary's, played a year of JV baseball back when they had that. And that ball is taken. 1-1 to Wayman. He's a South City resident. 3 children, married. Coach Simeon. And once again, his wife's brother is the starting center fielder for South City. That's Nico Loren. And that's taken for a ball. Count is 2-1. Pitch count for Mosconian now at 79. 1 down here in the 6th. And it's 3-2 Vikings on top. You're watching and listening to MCTV Sports. High school baseball. Swing and a miss. Mosconian took a little bit off of that. I think that was a changeup. Nice pitch.
Yeah, that wasn't a terribly good at bat. The batter really didn't, kind of befuddled at that last one.
Here comes Rangel, the pitcher. He has gone the distance so far for South City, and he's thrown 98 pitches. If he continues, he'll break into the century mark. Rangel is 1 for 2. Struck out looking in the second and singled. Picked up an RBI in the fourth. Helped his own cause, and here he pops one up. Foul, but the third baseman, Luan, has a beat on it, and it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Mashkonian, and the Vikings still lead it 3-2 heading to the bottom half of the sixth.
Yeah, the pitching side, these guys are they're really dealing out there, these two guys.
So Mashkonian gets through 6 with a pitch count of 81. He's done a really nice job of throwing strikes. And again, he has walked just 1. He hit 1 batter, so he has just 2 walks so far strikeout-wise for Mashkonian. He has struck out 5. On the other side for Rangel, whose pitch count is at 98, and he has now left the ball game, but we'll give the final totals. He gave up 3 runs.
I think that's Kenny has a good move on their part to get him out of there.
He ended up striking out 6 through 5.
Very good.
And we got a new pitcher in here, huh, Jim?
Yeah, let's see. Take a look at the roster. Yeah, we got Clay Wayman pitching, senior. Kind of a jack of all trades, outfielder, first base pitch. And if he can, his job when coming in is just hold them, keep us in the game, and give us a chance to come back.
And win it in the 7th.
Right.
They're going to have just 1 more attempt at it.
Do not, don't give something up.
Wayman was out in right field, and he has now been replaced by Arias. So Arias, who pinch ran earlier and actually scored a run, now moves over to right. So there's your changes. And it's Sean McHugh, the catcher for Mills, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch is in the dirt. Pezel gets in front of it. Count is 1-0. McHugh is 0 for 1, walked in the second, struck out looking in the third.
He's caught a nice game.
He has. He was involved in that exciting first play or first inning or leap. Provided the most excitement of the game. And that's taken outside. Now we're 2-0. McHugh's ahead. Has had full counts both of his first 2 at-bats. So he's seen a lot of pitches, but this is a new pitcher. And he ropes one to left center. It's going to hang up in the air, and Leon is able to get under it for the first out.
Yeah, you were right. I mean, nothing seems to carry real well in this ballpark, which again tells me throw strikes. Catfish Hunter, just let the defense work.
So Rangel ended up allowing 3 runs in 5 innings. Now batting is Mitchell Wong. Wong rips one to left field down the line. That could be trouble. And it is. Into the corner. 2 hops the fence. Going for second is Wong. He's going to be in easy with a stand-up double.
Yeah, a fastball up in the strike zone.
So Wong, who struck out swinging his first 2 at-bats against Rangel, faces Wayman and rips a double down the left field line. And Mills, looking for a little insurance run, has Paul Whitaker stepping into the batter's box, and we have a courtesy runner.
Boy, his eyes lit up when he saw that high fastball.
And this will not be a courtesy. This is going to be a pinch runner because Mitchell Wong is actually the DH today. Try to get a number on him.
So do they have the same rules of you can substitute for your starting 9?
I think once you pinch run for your DH, I think he has to come out. I'm not quite sure on that.
I think you're right on that one, yeah.
So 1-0 to Whitaker. He's 0 for 2. Fly to right in the second.
Balked.
And there's a balk call against Wayman, and that will send the pinch runner, and we're still trying to get another number on that over to third. Unfortunately, Mills does not have numbers on the front of their jerseys. I don't know if one of our camera guys can get a shot from the back of his jersey. There's a look at Coach Adornetto talking to his pinch runner.
That was a balk. He shrugged just enough.
There's a shot. All right, well done by the MCTV crew. That is Gavin Wong. There's a pop fly. That should get the run home. It's deep enough to center field. Loren's going to track it down, and here comes Gavin Wong, and he's going to be in easily, and Mills now leads it 4-2. Just in time, MCTV got us that number, and we got the sacrifice fly and the RBI for Winokur. Gavin Wong gives Mills their 4th run, leading 4-2 here in the 6th. 2 outs. Here's Lujan. Nice curveball in for a strike.
But Mills jumped all over those fastballs, which were up in the strike zone. Those were well hit balls.
Pitch number 8 for Wayman. Not an overpowering pitcher. More of a finesse guy.
Who needs to keep it down.
He's ahead of Lujan, 0-2 here. Lujan 0 for 2, fouled out in the 2nd and struck out swinging in the 4th. Curveball taken, strike 3 called. Very nice pitch, dropped right in on the inside half of the plate. And the umpire, Bologna, rung him up. And that ends the 6th. But the Vikings add that precious insurance run. Will head to the 7th. The Warriors are going to need 2, at least to tie, and 3 to take the lead.
You've got that very correct. You know, 1 run playing, the difference between playing 1 run down and 2 is huge. Your options of if you're 1 run down, you can bunt, you can run, you can hit and run. Down 2, you end up being much more conservative.
So Mashkonian heads out to the mound looking for the complete game, looking to get the victory. He's going to face the 8, 9, and 1 batters of South City. It'll be Barrios, Leon, and Loren, barring any pinch hitters. And I see Barrios already out there, so they will not pinch hit for him. He comes up having struck out looking in the 3rd and grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. So he's 0 for 2.
You know, looking at the roster here, South City's only got 13 kids here today, and I'm wondering if he's got many options at all, especially if you got a left-handed hitter, right-handed, or something like that. They're pretty thin.
13 on the roster for South City, 18 on the roster for Mills. So Mashkonian, he's thrown 81 pitches through 6. He struck out 5. One of his victims is Barrios, who steps into the batter's box here. Mills, 3 outs away from a 3-0 start in the Ocean Division. Came in with a 3-way tie for first. And the first pitch is taken for a strike. They're tied for first with Sequoia and El Camino. Mashkonian reached back there. He's still got some left.
Some zip.
0-1 to Barrios. And he throws another strike. And this is a situation where you say, you know what, just reach back and throw fastballs. You got the 2-run lead.
Yeah.
And he's doing it. He wants a complete game.
Boy, walking the first guy's terrible. This guy, we're throwing strikes. I don't care that. That's a good place to miss, Kenny.
I was waiting for you to call that one.
I'm telling you, I don't know where I heard that, but.
Here comes pitch number 85 from Mashkonian, taken outside. Count evens up at 2-2. South City at 1-1 going in. Would fall to 1-2 with a loss here. There's a pop fly, a blooper into shallow left. Espinilla going back, and he hauls it in, makes it look easy. That's what you want, Jim, when you're talking about. Get that first out of the inning.
Boy, that makes a difference. It's funny that such little things can really add up. Not walking people. Getting leadoff hitters, to me, is one of the most important things defensively you can do.
Good shot of Vince Leon there in the batter's box. Takes for a strike. Count is 0-1, and the shadows now are in between the pitcher and the batter, and our cameras have adjusted nicely to that glare that was hindering us early on, taken for a ball, 1-1. Leon is 1 for 2, fly to center in the third, and now singled in the fifth, and he lines one down the right field line, almost catches the first base coach of South City.
Stay loose.
And once again, it's Marcel, they call him Tiger De La Cruz. He had to claw his way out of that one, getting hit. Pitch goes outside. And I believe we're looking at a 2-1 count to Vince Leon. Moshkonian has one down here in the seventh and final frame. Vikings on top, 4-2 here on MCTV Sports. Kenny Melch alongside Jim Decker. It's been a good one for the Vikings and their fans. Nice turnout here today. A lot of the parents watching, enjoying this pleasant afternoon here in Millbrae.
You know, if they hold on and they go 3-0, I mean, going 3-0, yeah, that's a big deal. That's a confidence builder. And if they're young, you know, and they got, you know, winning, you got to get used to winning, you know, and you got to, it's a mental thing.
Moshkonian inside, and he walked Leon, and we may see Adornetto come out and at least chat with Moshkonian, if not think about going to the relief. Pitch count now at 92, so still under 100. And that's the third walk of the game for Moshkonian. So one down, one on.
Tying run to the plate.
Nico Loren is 1 for 2. Takes a strike right down the middle. Moshkonian gets ahead. In the first inning, Loren grounded out to third. Third inning, base hit. And in the fifth inning, a sacrifice bunt moved the runner over. Leadoff batter. Chops one over to second. That'll get the runner over, possibly. Nice play.
Very nice.
They go for the double play. They're not going to get the speedy Loren, and Zucchiotti did the right thing. I thought it might have been a little bit slow, and they might not have been able to get him at second, but a good decision, good communication. I think Sereno said, we got him at second.
Yeah, another cliche. Get me one. Just get me the lead off. Get me the guy on first. Just get me one out. I don't need the double play.
So we score at 4-6 on the fielder's choice.
Very, very, very nice play. 2
outs now. And a chop foul by Tyler Kiahi. And it counts 0-1. That was pitch number 95 for Moshkonian. Kiahi on the night. 1 for 3. Singled in the first and then struck out swinging in the third and the fifth. Moshkonian would like nothing more. Strike out to end the game. There's a pop fly in foul territory, possibly, but not being able to track it down was Derek Wong. He definitely had room. It dropped in play in foul ground, but he had to come a long distance. And it counts 0-2, so Kiahi may be looking at a pitch just out of the zone, but he's got to make sure that he doesn't get called out looking here. Moshkonian with a chance to end it. From the belt. And he did go out of the zone.
Yeah, the catcher set up outside.
1-2.
He might, maybe he'll chase it.
Pressure situation for Kiahi. Struck out his last 2 times. He was the one who got that single in the first and tried to leap over the catcher and then was tagged out at the plate, which turns out to be a pretty big play. He got the out and he prevented the run. in a 2-run ball game. So that ended up being a great play on the relay from the left field corner to Espinilla. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Taken high, they try to steal, and no one's at second. Ball goes into center field. Trying to go to third is Nico Loren. The throw is high, and sliding into third is Loren, and there's a miscommunication, or somebody forgot to cover second.
Yeah, well, defensively, you're probably thinking he's not going to go down 2. The coach took a risk there, but it sure turned out fine because neither middle infielder knew what the other one was doing. So
the pitching coach goes out to talk with Moshkonian, now with a 2-2 count. Tying run still at the plate. That runner on third is what they say meaningless. Concentrate on the batter right
That's
here.
Another thing.
Another
You're
cliche.
Meaningless out there, buddy. Your run means nothing.
Right, but the out means everything.
Yeah.
So Kiahi, 2-2 against Moshkonian. Pitch number 99. Fastball, got him swinging. Mills wins 4-2. They move to 3-0, undefeated in the Ocean Division. They are in first place. Very well done by Moshkonian on the hill and the Vikings.
Yeah, very. Again, Kenny, a really good high school game. For the most part, kids were in the right places. Coaches they're well prepared. Both teams were very well prepared. I wonder how often they scout their opponents, but both guys knew what they were doing.
And they'll face each other once again on Thursday. Mills' overall record improves to 5-8. Check that, 4-8. I'm sorry. And South City in the Ocean Division fall to 1-2 and 3-9. So that'll about do it here for MCTV Sports. We want to thank our entire crew. Final score, Mills 4-2. They come up with the victory for Jim Decker. I'm Kenny Milch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on MCTV.